Everything is falling apart around here right now. Here. I still don't have Wi-Fi, and everything's a mess at the moment. This video is going to come to you in two parts. The second part involves beer, specifically for anybody who's going to be in Paris this week. You're going to want to stick around for that. We're going to go out and have a little bit of an experience geared to what's going on around town. But the first part is specifically for Americans, and more specifically for Americans abroad. Are you registered to vote? It's that time of, I would say time of year, but this is like, it's that time of every 2 years. Last election season, Lindsay and I made a little reel encouraging people to go vote, votefromabroad.org. I believe I will put it down below. It is an organization that helps Americans abroad vote. It's pretty straightforward, but I know this is weird going where like it's summer just hit, you want to be outside, you want to be hanging out and just doing the good times, which I do too. But the good times, you know, so just make sure you're registered. I actually just changed my address and registration information for Washington State because that is where I am registered to vote. Thankfully, Washington automatically sends me my ballot every year. I'm very fortunate in that. So I haven't missed an election outside of like one county election in Spokane, I think, that I just never sent it back for it. I didn't even understand what it was for. So I'll confess to that right now. But when it comes to the big elections, I definitely haven't missed one in years, and you don't have to either. And I would really encourage you not to, because every vote does count, and well, at least it does for now. And I thought it'd be really nice to take a moment to stop and remind everybody who's watching, who happens to be an American abroad. And of course, if you're in the States and you haven't registered, please do that as well. If you're in a state that doesn't automatically register you, or even if you think you are automatically registered, it makes a lot of sense to double check. I would double check. The midterms are on their way. It's November. They're not close. But these things creep up, and if we don't get on it with enough time to spare, especially when you're abroad, you know, the voting from abroad thing can get a little tricky, especially on the timing, depending on how things might be changing, depending on where you live or where you're registered, etc. So, where I'm very fortunate and everything's always been very straightforward and smooth for me, thanks to Washington State, a state I am proud to call the state that I grew up in, even if I don't call it home anymore. But I've been contacted by a couple of organizations asking if I'm up for making some videos. I don't want to make political videos, but I do really think that it's important that we continue to participate in our democracies. I've gotten to vote in French and European elections now, municipal and the snap election and the European parliamentary elections. And I will continue to vote in the American elections. If we could get voter turnout up on the American side of things, that would be great. I still do believe in democracy. I do believe in voting. But I also know that you come to my channel mostly for an escape view into daily life in Paris and the craziness of everything that is I'm doing. So while I'm not looking to talk politics on my vlog, we're talking about like opening up longer form, broader conversations in other formats in the not too distant future. I can't tell you all about those yet. They're coming. Maybe there are a couple of things you have to get. I think everything is, it's going to be a really exciting rest of the year. But first we're focused on getting this book out. And before we can focus on getting the book out, we have to focus on having a drink with the Paris Beer Festival. So it turns out I'm an ambassador for the Paris Beer Festival. This is a surprise to, I mean, maybe nobody actually at the end of the day. I do like beer a lot, and it's really hot, which is a perfect time to be out drinking a beer right now. And if you're not out drinking a beer, I just took on the Paris in my pocket voice. I wondered if you were just realizing that. Anyways, the thing is that like I'm in all these presents, and also I did sneak a couple of stickers around the spot because that's where we are at right now. Has been in my guide forever. These guys opened shortly after I moved here. And when I first moved to Paris, it was so hard to find good coffee, good beer. The Northwesterner in me struggled to survive. And now this entire tap tonight, every tap they have on is a brewery from Paris, from the Paris region. That is insane. That is a sentence I never thought that I would say out loud. The beer scene in France has gone bananas to the point that France is actually the microbrewing capital of Europe. We don't drink as much beer per capita as, say, the Germans, and nobody drinks as much beer per capita as the Brits, but we brew more unique beers than either of them. I would almost venture to say both of them combined, given how few the Germans are even allowed to do. No offense, Germany, I'm sorry that you're stuck in the situation you are, but You can yell at me in the comments. I realize I probably just earned that for myself. But the Paris Beer Festival is going on right now, and what I did not understand was that it's basically a pop-up festival for the entire week leading up to the grand finale. So there are going to be different breweries and tap houses like this that are getting taken over and representing the local beer scene in conjunction with the Paris Beer Club. And so you can come try all kinds of really delicious beers that are being brewed here locally. And you know that I love local businesses and I want to support local as much as I can. So it's a perfect collaboration to do with them. And I'm really grateful that they even thought to ask me. Anyways, there's a bunch of places that are in my guide that you'll find. There's some others that probably should be in my guide that I haven't gotten to yet. But if you go to their website, you can see where they're going to be popping up and doing takeovers of the taps all week long. And then this weekend, they're going to be doing the grand finale between Saturday and Sunday at Ground Control, which is a huge food court, basically, in the 12th arrondissement that we've recommended for years. Dogs, unfortunately, are not welcome. And hopefully that focuses back on my face here in a second. Hello. But if you want to come drink, I'll be there one of those days. I won't tell you which one. Get your tickets below. Please get your tickets below so they know that I'm a good ambassador. Come join, have a beer, have a really fun time, meet some local brewers, some of the best talent around. I honestly think the Paris beer scene has a ton to offer, and you would be wise to take advantage of it. These guys don't realize the line is over there, but it's all right, it's France. We don't know how to line up here. That is one thing the Brits do better than us, even if they don't brew better beer. Come at me, Brits, in the comments below. But tonight we're going to two spots, starting here at That's at Lens, and moving on to another spot that's been in my guide forever. Happy news. News is a place that I've been recommending for probably a decade. I found them at their other location that's no longer in existence, the Rue de Paradis, way back in the day. Great beer. Again, back when it was really hard to find good beer around here. It's really fun that they're still here. They expanded this place like 5 or 6 years ago. I want to say it was a COVID project, not sure. But now it does food, beer from all over the place, on tap and in a can, and the vibe is just always really fun. And it's in a great neighborhood in Pigalle. The vibe around here is always solid. Une binouze is a brew in French, just so you know. So there's some slang for you as well. So there's a name you can't forget. Cheers to the Paris Beer Club, and thanks to Erica Davis, today's patron producer, for sending me out here. They gave me a tab. I'm gonna try not to use all of it. It was pretty generous. The cool thing is that different places are highlighting different things. So That's at Lens was focused on Parisian brews. La Binouze is focused on Canadian beer, and none of these is under 5%. And considering I still need to be both coherent to speak to you, and I have to edit this video in about an hour and a half, I figured I'd go with the 5%, maybe not the stronger one. The beers are delicious. Thanks again to the Paris Beer Club. Again, grab your tickets below. I'll be there at the final party. I don't know what other pop-ups I'm going to be doing this week, but if they keep giving me beer money, I might show up to more than one. Thanks again for watching. This week is going to be kind of crazy. Next week is going to be even crazier, and the week after that might be flat out insane. So I hope you're sticking around for all of it, and I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Not for beer in the morning.